Looking at what you're trying to accomplish in August, what's different here than in terms of what you're trying to accomplish in the spring with these guys?
You know, at this point, it's very similar. You know, we want to build habits right now. We want a high effort defense, high energy. We want to play with technique. We want to be great tacklers, and we want to see guys compete. So for us, this early on in training camp, very similar to me to spring ball.
Where do you think the guys are in terms of knowing the scheme, knowing what they're supposed
Yeah.
to do on the field and all that?
Sure, great question. Our older guys get it really quick. They're very smart. They've played a lot of football. You know, our first group picks it all up pretty quick. And, you know, some of the newcomers will be gradual progress. But so far, I've been very pleased with how well it's been picked up. Our position coaches here are outstanding. I give them a little bit of direction, and they take it and run, and they do a phenomenal job of getting their players ready to play.
What are your top takeaways walking off the field after practice number 2? Anything specific that you're running through in your mind?
Yeah, I thought the energy was great today on both sides. A lot of competition. You know, it's not a game you can play without energy. And, you know, maybe it's cliche, maybe it's not. I don't know. But great energy today. Hopefully we can match it, you know, from here on out and continue to grow.
And looking at a guy like Jalen Allen, last year he was kind of in the higher position, you know, played linebacker on the edge. I'm
Yep.
assuming this year he's going to be more on the line. How has he come along with this year?
You got to be careful about making assumptions now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You never know. Well, no. So Jalen's a great player, multifaceted, awesome guy. Really developing as a leader for us, and doing a great job so far. Yeah.
Where have you seen that of Cormonte? Sorry, where have you seen that of Cormonte Gilbert?
Fortunately, I've had a chance to see Cormonte a little bit before. I was at the last. We were together at a place before, but he's a great athlete. It's cool to see him home. I mean, he had an unbelievable summer. Not sure we had a guy that had a better summer than him. I mean, he really committed to picking up the system, to working, to getting ready, even though he wasn't here in the spring. And he's ready to roll. I'm excited about him.
I wanted to ask you about Greg. I mean, last year as a true freshman, got thrown in the fire, did a nice job. Where have you seen, you know, some of his progression at this type of season?
Yeah, you know, I try to remind Greg that because he had such success as a freshman, you know, for what he wants to do in life and where he wants to go, although he's certainly competing here on the field, I try to constantly remind him that the people he's competing against aren't here. You know, those people are at Alabama and Ohio State and you know, the elite corners out there in the country. Ultimately, for Greg to get where he wants, I mean, he's got to develop the work habit to take his game to the next level, and he understands. And I think he's developed more so on the mental side. I mean, he's a great athlete and a technician, but I've been very pleased with his approach as far as the mental side of the game, which has allowed him to play faster and faster.
And that entire secondary as a whole, I know you got veterans like Wendell Johnson, you got Owens back there.
Mm-hmm.
How have you seen, you know, those guys kind of galvanize the rest of that group?
They do a great job. I try to get out of their way, honestly. They've got a bunch of really good players back there. I'm just trying not to mess them up. So very pleased with them so far.
The last few years, this defense has had a bend, don't break mentality. What would you say a Matt Barnes defense mentality?
We're a blue-collar mentality. You know, we're going to knuckle up. We're going to fight you from first snap to the last snap. You know, we play team football here. We want to try to keep as many points off the board as possible, but we have an elite offense. We're going to have one of the best offenses in the country. So we're going to try to set them up to be successful as much as we can, both with takeaways and field position.
Davion Ross and Cameron Washington flashing it all this week?
Been very pleased with those guys, both of them. Yeah. Similar to Cormonte, and they had great summers and worked really hard and picked up the system. And you know, the cool thing with all those guys, Cormonte included, and Cam and Ross, as you mentioned, you know, the locker room really likes those guys. They're just good people to be around, great fit for our program.